Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do synthetic division. synthetic division. First time I've ever written with a stylus. This is synthetic, not pathetic. It's actually a very good thing. Let's do 2x to the fifth minus 8x to the fourth plus 3x squared minus 10, and divide this by x minus 5. To do a synthetic division, we first of all take what we're dividing into, which is the dividend, and we represent it by its coefficients. So we write 2x to the fifth minus 8x to the fourth plus 0x to the third. You can see there is no x to the third, plus 3x to the second, plus 0x to the first, minus 10. I hope you expected that 0 for the x term after we put the 0 there if you were looking at the polynomial. Now the divisor is x minus 5. This is called the divisor. Okay. And standard practice is to make a little box kind of like this. That's not so. And to put the divisor in here. Now if you're dividing by x minus 5, you put a plus 5 in here. You put the number being subtracted. So if you were dividing by x plus 5, then you would put a minus 5 here. But we're not, so I'm going to go back and erase that minus sign. Okay, and I'm going to erase the x plus 5. And I'm going to go back to my little marker, and there we go. Now we generally draw a line under here. The space in between the line and this space in between here is going to be used for scratch. The answer is going to come up underneath. Now you don't have to draw this big rectangle I just drew. I'm just trying to say that that's where your answer is going to come. Okay? The way you do this is you always bring down the first number of the dividend. Just bring it down into the answer. That's the only bring down. And now you start a process of multiplying what you have here, I'm just drawing an arrow to it, by the divisor. You put the answer in the next column, right here, where I'm putting some dots, and then you add to get the next number in the answer. So that means we go 2 times this 5 is 10, then add negative 8 and positive 10 adds up to 2, and then we repeat what we just did. 2 times 5 is 10, 0 and 10 add up to 10, 10 times 5 is 50, add the 3 and the 50 and get 53. 53 times 5 is, going off to the side, 5 times 53. 5 50s is 250. 5 3s is 15, so that's 265. 265 back over here in the problem That's 265. Then 265 times 5, that's going to be 5 times 265. That's going to be 1,000. 5 times 60 is 300. 5 times 5 is 25. So I'm looking at 1,325, 1,325. And then I add these two together, and I end up with 1,315. I have finished my synthetic division. I'm going to pause for a second here because that, oh my God, that little brat has got my can of beer. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Now let's interpret our result. Remember that this bottom line is our answer. It means that if we had done x minus 5 divided into 2x to the 5th minus 8x to the 4th plus 3x squared minus 10, that the quotient up here is everything in my answer line except the last number. This last number is the remainder. I'm just going to put capital R. Well, we'll put REM for remainder, okay? Which means the quotient would be 2x to the 4th. You should understand that this first term is always going to have, the exponent will be 1 less than what you're dividing into, because x goes into x to the 5th, cancels one of those x's, and you're down to x to the 4th. Okay? So 2x to the 4th plus 2 is plus 2x to the 3rd. The 10 is plus 10x squared. The 53 is plus 53x, and the 265 is plus 265, with a remainder of 315. So my answer, now remember when you do things like 7 goes into 24, 3 times 7 is 21, subtract, you get a 3. This means your answer is 3 3/7. You put the remainder 3 over the divisor 7 to get that fraction. Well, in algebra over here it's the same thing. I get my answer that I just circled, 2x to the 4th plus 2x to the 3rd plus 10x squared plus 53x plus 265, with a remainder, with a fraction of 315 over the divisor x minus 5. And in algebra, we have to put a plus sign there. Remember, 3 3/7 means 3 plus 3/7. We generally don't write the plus sign, but we understand it's there. Well, in algebra, you got to put that plus sign in here. You can't just have it written next to the polynomial. It would mean it was multiplied. Well, there you go. Hope that helps.